Can somebody please go over to the other side? Ask them to come over here. Hello, hello. Listen, my name is Kambosos. I am the director of the NYPD Cops and Kids program. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. The reason we're here today is for these two gentlemen on my right. Right now, they're going to just tell you how they went from being an amateur boxing, starting out in this program, how they are to where they are today in life. So right now, I'd like to introduce Pablo Valdez. Pablo trained at Pablo Gym in Staten Island. Yes, Mr. Pablo Gym in Staten Island. Pablo.
How you doing? How you doing, man? Blessed to be here. So I started Copy Kids at Park Hill. This program is an amazing program. As everybody know, I went away. I did 8 years.
Listen up, guys.
As everybody know, I went away. I did 8 years. I made a mistake, you know. And I'm here to get back. And I'm letting y'all know, y'all ain't gotta get in trouble. Don't stop. Keep looking forward. Keep coming. Look at me. I came home from doing 8 years.
The key is to stay in the gym. What happened when you left the gym?
When I left the gym, I got in trouble. I started meeting the wrong people, and it cost my mistake. You know, it cost me a big mistake. So, pay my dues. I'm here to give back to y'all and show y'all that I want y'all.
I need to go for them today.
So I brought tickets for y'all to go to all the fight. Me and Richardson, we donated tickets to every PEO in New York City and give me shirts. And I want y'all to come and support us and hang out with us. You know, we just want to give y'all the best version of us now. You know. This is one of the best programs you could say. I came up with Louis Collazo, Paulie Maranagi, Danny Jacobs, Curtis Stevens, Saddam Lee. I came home, we got the future, Richardson. You know, this gentleman right here is one of the guys when I came home 2016, helped me, he was 1-0, helped me and told me, keep going, we used to spar every day. In 2017, I told him, you're gonna be a world champ, and look at him now. Oh. The same gym, we're good in school, and I guarantee you, I'm a perfect example. I'm fighting in the Garden, my 5th time, highlighting with my brother, and y'all could be there and be better than me 1,000 times. Thank you.
I'm going to give everybody here a homework assignment. All right? You see this poster here? These posters are all over the place. I need everybody to take a picture of that poster before you leave, and you need to read that story. That's the story of Richardson Hitchins. We call him Apple. I can't help it. You can tell the story of it if you don't have it. But Richardson Hitchins, now I'd like to introduce Richardson Hitchins, and I want you to tell the story. The story that's in this. I want them to hear it from your own mouth. How you went from a 12-year-old kid that seen a homicide on the street and knew you wanted to get off the streets and get into the gym, and you knew boxing was your way out. Ladies and gentlemen, the super lightweight champion of the world, Richardson Hitchins.
How you doing? Honestly, I feel like this story and just me telling you about my whole life, and I'll give me getting to this point, give me chills, because it's been a long road. And I can specifically remember, you know, a kid. Is it good? I can specifically remember, you know, me being a 12-year-old kid, and I was living right here in Crown Heights, and I just was always bad. I always wanted to fight in the street, and I didn't really know like what I wanted to do with myself. I didn't want to box. I just wanted to learn how to beat somebody up in the street. And somehow I just YouTube free boxing gyms, and at that time, at that particular time, this was the first gym in New York City that was free. It just opened 3 months ago.
It was the only gym in New York City that was free.
So I YouTubed it, and I seen Coach Sosa's son hitting the pads. I never even seen the pads. I'm like, this looks so cool. And I came to the gym, and the girl told me my first boxing move, and I said, I'm not coming back here. And then I came again, and Sosa, I came up to him, I said, can I do that with you? Can I do pads? He looked at me with the meanest face. I turned back around, I hear somebody calling my name, Africa. I said, who this guy talking to? He said, come here. He started showing me the first steps, my feet. He started showing me how to use my feet. And I remember 3 weeks after that, his brother Jimmy came into the gym. And he was like, look at this kid's a natural, he's so talented, look at him. And I'm like, what is he talking about? I'm like, okay, but he seen the talent from a young kid. And you know, I started seeing all the young kids from this gym, B-Hop, Shoo, all these guys coming back to the gym with trophies and belts, and I said, I want to compete, I want to learn how to do that. So they took me up to the Bronx, and when they took me to the Bronx, I competed for the first time. I won, and I lost 5 fights in a row. I told Sosa, I told Shoo, I said, I don't want to box when I was crying. I lost to the same guy 3 times in a row, I said, I don't want to box. This story felt like yesterday. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna keep giving it a try. Kept giving it a try. And this is the pivotal moment in my life. At that particular time, Pat in the gym was funding all the kids that was here before me, because I was kind of one of the kids that came a few months later, and they was funding them to go away to tournaments. And I said, Pat, I want to go away to a tournament. But you know, Pat was like, I can't do it. I said, okay, I'm gonna show him I'm serious about boxing. I was 14. I took a pack of candy. It was about $20. I flipped that in about a month to $500. I went away to the national championships at 14 by myself. When I came back the winner, Pat knew I was serious about boxing. From that day, Pat said, you don't gotta do nothing. You work at my store for about 2 days a week, I'll fund you to go away to any tournament you want to, because he knew I was serious about boxing. From that, I went to the Olympics. From the Olympics, I knew that I wanted to be, you know, champion. And I remember at that time, at 13 years old, I remember it was such a big deal when Marcus Brown made it to the Olympics. It was something like this, so big. And I was like, why is this guy so important for going to the Olympics? I said, you know what? That's my first goal. I don't need to make it to the Olympics. And slowly but surely, I made it to Olympics in 2016. But I'm just here to tell y'all, days when I didn't believe in myself, days when everybody else believed in myself and believed in me and I believed in me, I still kept going. Days when I did believe in myself, I still kept going. I never knew I'd be world champion. I never knew I'd be here in the sport of boxing, but I always kept dreaming, I always kept striving. And this is what I wanted to tell all the young kids here that's looking to be something bigger than what you are now. Don't stop, because nothing in life is gonna come easy to you. Nothing. My life is completely different from the kid that was in this boxing gym 4 or 5 years ago, 2, 3 years ago. But that dream started over 15 years ago of hard work, constant grind, constantly bothering Pat, constantly giving him trouble, constantly giving Sosa trouble. My coach Lenny, Coach Benny, all these guys believed in me since a young kid, and I pushed my dream to the limits, and now I'm here fighting at MSG for the first time, headlining New York, not just as a regular fighter, as a world champion. It gives me chills because I never, it wasn't handed to me. I didn't have Floyd Mayweather or this guy to say, here's the belt, here's the car, here's the TV time. I had to grind, I had to go get it, and I did it. And I just want to tell y'all, you know, just keep going. And this fight right here, it's not just me. It's bigger than me. It's for us. This is a win for us. If I can do it, y'all can do it. Now I gotta be a living proof of God and show y'all this is possible. I was in this gym. I was hitting these bags. I was sparring in the gym every day. Had the bloody nose, had the hard days, had the stink boxing shoes, the dirty gloves, the dirty hand wraps. I went through all that. And now I'm here as a world champion. I'm changing my life. So you guys, please try to follow by example and look at the positive things. And y'all be here one too. Keep working. Anything is possible. And push your talents to the limits.
Everybody that follows Richardson Hitchins' career know that he has a badass jab. Probably one of the best jabs in boxing right now. And I want to put you on the line right now. I want you to go in the front here. And now all you young kids, I want you to watch this now. I want you to watch this gentleman throws a jab. Because let me tell you something, without a jab, and any boxing coach here will tell you, you got nothing. You're nothing without the jab. Because the jab is the key to success. The jab is the key that gets you in the door in a boxing ring.
Actually, I remember when I first discovered my jab, Sosa told me this as a young kid. He said, all the other punches gonna take you around the block. He said, your jab is gonna take you around the world. You'll be a world champion with your jab. And that was one of the major keys to my success, you know, the stick. But a lot of people now, they look at me and they say, oh, all he got is a jab. It's much more than that. But in boxing, without a jab, the foundation is nothing. It's gone. So I think that key right there makes me one of the best career boxers in the sport today. And I'm gonna demonstrate the basics of a jab, and you guys take this, run with it, and try to master it. Okay, but who's a young fighter? I wanna who's a young fighter looking to, better their jab? You right here? How long you been boxing for?
No, well, let me get.
He raised his hand. He raised his hand.
Come on, you're a new guy. You're a new guy. You got to get in the ring with the champ. What's your name, son? Damien? You ever boxed before? Today's your first day in boxing gym?
First day in boxing gym? What about you? You boxing before?
What's your name?
My name is my dad was a super fan.
Alright, so now the champ is going to show you how to do a jab.
So, you know how to throw a basic? No? Okay, but you don't know how to stand. Alright, I'm gonna show you the fight I know how to box. In boxing, you don't learn how to punch first, you don't learn about your feet first, okay? So they want to teach you that first and we'll get back to it. But what I'm about to show you, you watch and you learn, alright? So Pat, let's just get somebody that's boxing.
Yeah.
Before.
Come on. Hurry up.
I know you know how to do a jab. You've been in the gym for a little minute.
What's your name? Select.
Alright, so let me see your jab. Go right here, jab. Jab. Okay. So he has obviously a basic fundamental jab. So everything's tight. His elbows is in, throw it in. That's about how you want to throw the jab. But in boxing, I'm gonna give you a free game. And I shouldn't even be doing this on camera. But this is the point of boxing. You can learn the hook. You can learn the hook. You can learn the right hand. You can learn the jab. You can learn the uppercut. None of that matters if you don't know how far to throw it from and when to throw it from. That's the key to boxing.
That's your distance.
That's the distance. That's the timing. So in boxing with a good jab, it's all about the timing. That's what makes my jab so different from everybody else. I know when to throw it, and I know the right distance to throw it, and I know the timing on it. So he's throwing a perfect fundamental jab. A jab is basically, you got your elbows in, you want your elbows in as possible, and you want to snap it from here and rotate it. When you rotate it, that right there, it cuts people in a boxing gym, it cuts people, and it gets the full impact. And you bring it back to protect that side. So it's always hit and don't get hit. You hit, bring it back, and don't get hit. So you take that and do what you want with it, but always remember your head. It's all about the timing. You disrupt timing with feints, rhythm, and different things. So that's the key to the jab, and hopefully y'all guys take that and do great things with it.
Thank you. Now we're going to do a little question and answer game for both Pablo and Richardson. Richardson here, we got a couple of questions. We got a couple of questions for people in the audience.
First one for Pablo.
Pablo, you hear it?
No, I don't hear you. Lisa, could you ask it for her?
The question is, what does your family think about you boxing?
My family is happy that I give people hope, but they don't really want me boxing because it's a dangerous sport, but, they're gonna back me up whatever I do.
Next question, Lisa.
Next one's for Richardson.
Say it again.
What was one of your
struggle?
My hardest struggle in boxing. My hardest struggle in boxing was actually learning boxing, learning that I am talented and I am good. You know, when I first started boxing, a lot of the kids in the gym started before me, but a lot of the older guys and the people around knew that I was going to be something, I could do something in the sport, but overcoming that and believing in yourself and knowing what you have, that's one of the biggest struggles, because it's like, you never know what you got till you go out and prove to yourself. So, you know, just going out there over and over and having to prove to myself that I'm actually, you know, belong where I'm at. So that was one of the struggles. That was more mental than physical.
Lisa. Speak up.
What age did I realize my influence? Yeah. And what?
In your community.
Oh, like my influence. I started realizing my influence. I think once I made it to like the Olympics, I started seeing some of the young kids, you know, wanted to you know ask me more questions and you know pick my brain more. So I think that's when I started realizing my influence. But I think that now my influence is becoming a lot bigger because I think that now, you know, I made it to the pinnacle of a professional fighter, as far, not a prize fighter, but as a professional fighter, which is being a world champion. I think that everybody that's around me, they've been around me up close and seen me, they felt me, they seen me through the day, so now they really seeing like, oh, like, this is really possible. So I think that's when the influence started becoming. I think that every community, everybody needs that one person that grew up and they really was around to really believe in something more, you know. Virginia had it, you know, Flint, Michigan got Clarissa Shields, you know, so you always must, so I think that's what my influence is definitely becoming a lot more bigger for the community. Oh yeah, that's a good question. That's definitely a good question. Alright, he asked, well, how did I close the gap of people that started before me? Honestly, it was just consistency over and over. And you know, you realize a lot of times in boxing, when you start younger, a lot of these kids right now, they don't have nothing else to do but be in the gym. So when you get older and you know people start getting into girls and parties and stuff like that, that's when the grind slow down and real life started taking over. But while all that was going on with me, I still remained in the boxing gym, and I think that I slowly crept up to you know my peers and the people that was ahead of me.
Lisa. Juju. Yeah, Juju. Speak into the mic.
I have a question. So, do you have something that is
The question is, do you do strength and conditioning? Guys in the back, can you lower your voice? Thank you.
We'll do my strength conditioning.
No, do you do strength and conditioning work?
Yeah, I do strength conditioning work.
How important do you think it is for boxing?
It's super important. I wasn't doing strength conditioning before, but now I teamed up with, you know, a New York legend and Scooter, you know, a crazy old man. But
Shout out to Scooter.
shout out to Scooter, but he got me in some of the best shapes for, you know, the biggest fights of my life, and he's my secret weapon. So strength conditioning is definitely important, but it's not more important than the boxing skills.
Now, I got a question. How important is your diet for eating right? Now, this is for every kid in this gym. How important is it to eat the right foods?
I'm now learning that.
I know, because you never knew before.
I was one of the guys that only eat healthy in camp, to be honest, but I'm thinking longevity now in the sport. You know, I don't want to be one of the guys that retire at 32, 33. I think that with my talent, I can do a lot of big things in the sport of boxing, make a lot of big events, a lot of big fights. So dieting is important because that gives you longevity. You don't gotta put yourself through too much strain on your body to lose weight. You know, that's how when you get older, people start getting, you know, certain type of sickness and stuff like that, but losing so much weight and putting their organs through that stress as a young fighter. So you wanna make sure that you're making weight the right way. You wanna make sure that you live in the right way and diet in the right way, because that gives you that longevity in the sport of boxing. So that's vital.
I got, all right, one more question. You're making a good one. So there.
What do you think your success came from having a food program that comes to it?
Yeah, that was the root of my success. I think with everything in life, you need a lot of blends of things to mix in, you know? So I think that this gym was the outlet to me pushing my talent to the limit. I had great coaches in here, I had a talent, and I had a facility, and all three, I made big things happen out of that.
You know we're opening up in the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be there at the grand opening,
Yeah.
both of you.
That's gonna be special.
Twice the size of this gym in the Bronx, coming soon, coming in July.
I do wanna
Another
say-
free gym.
I do want to say this, without the Cops and Kids program, my life wouldn't be what it is right now. Without Pat Russo,
No, we're not talking, without the NYPD
yeah,
cops.
of course,
That's what I
but
represent.
you represent that, but I gotta give you your power personally because you was one of the guys, me, Sophie, was one of the guys that helped build this foundation. You were a role model for these kids, and you did more for me than just a boxing. So I gotta give you applause, and I appreciate that. I'm world champion. I'm really great for my
Position.
I'm gonna do 40. No, I'm gonna do 40. I don't want to take the house. I'm gonna do 40.
Anthony, I need help. All the cops out of here. You ready?
Oh my God.
Go! All the way down, let's go.
Price going pretty fast. Price, we got to send some research. Price going pretty I did 49. I did. I know I did.
Hold tight, nobody takes me.
Everybody, Richardson Hitchins Pablo
That's not really a fan video.